The orange tabby in cage 12 had been returned to the shelter 3 times. 3 families, 3 rejections, 3 broken promises. But what happened when the 4th person walked through those doors would prove that sometimes the most damaged souls make the most loyal companions. She wasn't planning to adopt that day. The shelter was overcrowded with cats stacked in cages lining both walls. Then she saw him. Cage 12. An orange tabby with unusual swirled markings that looked almost hand-painted. He was pressed against the back corner, amber eyes tracking her movement with an intensity that made her stop completely. "That's Copper," the volunteer said. "He's been here about 7 months this time." 7 months. The number hit hard. She knew that timeline meant something was seriously wrong with his adoption chances. What's his story? 3 adoptions, 3 returns. The first family said he was too aloof. The second claimed he destroyed furniture. The third brought him back after just days, saying he didn't bond with their other cats. Each return meant another scar, another reason to stop trusting humans. If you're watching this and you've ever wondered whether damaged animals can truly heal, stick around, because what happened next proves that love doesn't require perfection. And if you're the kind of person who believes every creature deserves a second chance, or a 4th chance, hit that subscribe button. These stories need to be told, and you need to be part of spreading this message. She asked to hold him. The volunteer opened cage 12 hesitantly. Copper didn't move at first, just watched with those calculating amber eyes. Then, slowly, he stood up. His orange coat was dull for months of shelter life, his frame thinner than it should be. When she reached in, Copper walked forward, sniffed her hand twice, then pressed his head against her palm. The gesture was so simple, so trusting, that tears sprang to her eyes instantly. "I've never seen him do that," the volunteer whispered. "Not once. Not with any of the families who adopted him." Within an hour, Copper was in a carrier in her passenger seat, heading to his 4th home. His 4th chance. Possibly his last chance. But here's what nobody tells you about rescue animals like Copper. They remember everything. Every broken promise, every abandonment, every moment they thought they'd found safety only to lose it again. The first week was brutal. Copper hid behind the water heater in the basement, a space so tight she couldn't reach him. She could only see his orange tail, the tip twitching occasionally. Food left nearby stayed untouched. Water bowl, same thing. By day 3, panic set in. On day 5, something shifted. She was sitting on the basement stairs, just talking softly about nothing important. Then she heard it. A soft chirp. Not quite a meow, more like a question. Another chirp, closer. Then the sound of paws on concrete. Copper emerged from his hiding spot, dusty and wary. He sat about 6 feet away, tail wrapped around his paws, watching, testing, trying to decide if this human was different. "I know you're scared," she said softly. "I know they hurt you by giving up. I'm not giving up, Copper. This is your home now. For real this time." The silence stretched. Then Copper took 3 careful steps forward and sat back down. 3 steps that might as well have been a mile. Trust, fragile and tentative, but real. By week 2, Copper was eating regularly. By week 3, he'd claimed the sunny window spot. By week 4, something extraordinary happened. She got a late evening call. Her mother rushed to the hospital. She grabbed her keys and jacket, barely registering Copper by the door, watching with those all-seeing amber eyes. When she returned around 2 a.m., exhausted and drained, she expected Copper to be asleep somewhere. Instead, he was sitting in the exact same spot by the door, waiting. The moment she walked in, he wound around her legs in figure eights, purring so loudly she could feel the vibration through her jeans. Then he led her to the couch and looked back. An invitation. When she sat down, Copper immediately climbed into her lap for the first time ever. He kneaded her leg gently, pressed his head under her chin, and purred. In that moment, she understood. Copper hadn't been aloof or destructive. He'd been testing, waiting to see if these humans would prove him right, that everyone leaves, everyone gives up. Now here's where this gets interesting. Some people believe rescue animals should be grateful, that they should immediately bond and trust because they've been saved. But others understand that healing takes time, that trust has to be earned, especially from those who have had it broken multiple times. Which perspective do you agree with? Should rescue animals adapt quickly, or should we give them all the time they need? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this debate matters. It changes how we approach adoption and ultimately how many of them get real forever homes. Several months have passed since that day. Copper's orange coat now gleams like polished copper in sunlight. He's gained weight, filled out, looks completely different. He greets her at the door every evening with that same figure-8 pattern. He sleeps on her bed now, and every morning around 7 a.m., he gently pats her face to wake her up. But the most remarkable change isn't physical. It's in his eyes, those amber eyes that were so guarded, so full of hurt. Now they're soft, trusting, full of something that looks an awful lot like love. The shelter called recently. A family wanted an orange tabby specifically, young, playful, social. The worker asked, half joking, if she ever regretted taking the problem cat instead of waiting for an easier adoption. She looked at Copper, sprawled across her laptop keyboard, making work impossible, but making everything better. Problem cat? She repeated. I didn't adopt a problem. I adopted a soul who needed someone to finally keep their promise. But here's what keeps her up at night. Copper was in cage 12. There were 47 other cages in that shelter. How many other Coppers are sitting there right now waiting for someone to look past the "returned 3 times" label? How many are running out of time because their story sounds too complicated, too risky? And here's the question she can't stop asking. What if she'd walked past cage 12 that day? What if she'd listened to the warning and chosen easier cat? Where would Copper be now?